In the last video, we talked about presence. And if you're new to this series, check out the other ones in the description below so you can see this whole series in its entirety so it makes sense to you. We're going down deep into the rabbit hole of the psychology of what your woman ultimately wants in life, and also what it means for you as a man to be able to show up in the way that she needs you, and at the same time, you're kind of doing your own thing. I'm all about being unapologetically yourself. I don't want you to put a mask on and pretend to be somebody you're not just to make a woman happy. That's not the game. The game is, how can we do that while at the same time automatically doing all the things that we love? When we do all the things that we love, we automatically hit all the targets for what she's looking for in the game of great love. My name is Baxter, and I help guys in betrayal situations. The process of being with a woman for 50 years or a woman that you're dating is pretty much the same. For us, it's just science. Because we know the patterns, we know the solutions. It's not that complicated. You have to make a commitment for yourself. That's what it means to be in Soul Seducer program. That's what it means to work with me directly. So that you can learn to handle your emotions, so you can learn to see right into a woman's soul and seduce her from within, to create this garden that she can actually thrive in. We'll get you to that place where you make the right decision for you and your children. So back in the last one, we talked about presence, we talked about power, and how you're either a dictator or you're a doormat. In the game of presence, how you go into robot fixer land or reactivity, or reactive, and you're just reactive to everything. But if you're present with her, she'll feel you, she'll see that you see her, feel her, and understand her deeply. In fact, when you learn this game, she's going to think you're a mind reader, when really you're going to notice that she has like maybe 3 issues that just pop up in different forms and fashions, and you just become a master just handling those 3 issues that she seems to always have. And she's going to be like, my husband knows me so well, I've never met a guy like that. And you're like, yeah, well, really, she just has 3 things. I kind of figured it out. And so this whole game is her trying to find safety in the world. And so why is a woman trying to find safety? And why is it when she gets this ultimate safety, she says that she has this great love? If you look in the past of history of women, they were just having babies. Like in 1950, 1940, the average woman had like 7 babies. Think about that. If she's 18 years old and she gets married and she has 7 babies, that's like 14 years of taking care of babies before we even talk about toddler land and everything. And so there's 20 years of raising kids at least, or like 30 years of it. And so then like that's her entire young adult life. Like the only thing she has left is retirement. And so what is she going to do in this place where she's raising kids the whole time? She needs somebody to take care of her and the kids. She needs a man to protect her physically. She needs a guy to provide money. And she needs a guy to help support these kids and to raise them and to talk to them and to actually be a father to them so that they get raised up to be good children. And so in her mind, biologically, genetically, she's looking for men to help save her in some form or fashion. This is why, in my opinion, we have this whole conversation of the patriarchy. Guys don't think about it this way. Guys are like, there's no patriarchy. We just live in the way we are. But from her perspective, there's a deep-seated fear and need for a guy to protect her and to give her the safety and provide for her because she has this deep-seated need to have children. She doesn't know this is going on. This is all like under the surface subconscious programming. So when somebody comes up to her and says, it's the patriarchy that's keeping you down, she's like, that sounds about right. But that doesn't mean that overrides the biology. She's still feeling this way, which is why we're having this freaking political discussion surrounding all of this. And so knowing this, knowing that deep down she's looking for a guy to provide this safety in the form of power and presence, we're going to get into the third topic, which is purpose. Purpose is the mirror world version of direction. What are you doing with your life and why? And so she needs to see this from you. What are you doing with your life and why? Where are you taking us? Where's our great love story going to take us? And she's looking at you, and this is where she'll say, where is this going? Most guys, when they look at a woman and he's been dating her, maybe he's been sleeping for about 3 or 4 weeks, and you can tell that she's fallen in love with him, and she'll say, hey, where's this going? And the guy goes, oh, she's asking a relationship question. But really what she's asking is, hey, motherfucker, where are you taking me on this journey of life? I have already decided you're the alpha, and I've already decided we're in love. So what's the direction that we're going in? What are we doing here? Are we going to go somewhere? Are we going to get married? Are we going to have kids? Tell me the direction that we're going. It's a heavy question. Where are we going? But guys don't see it that way. He's like, she just wants a commitment. I don't know what to do with this. She wants a commitment. I got to be like, well, I'm not looking for anything serious. And she's like, okay, cool. She's like, that hurts. He sees no direction with me at all. He doesn't want to have direction with me. And to her, that's a massive rejection. But she'll push it down if she really likes. She'll be like, that hurts. But if I could just hold out a little longer, maybe I'll be that girl. Oftentimes that is never the case. So if you're a guy and you're contemplating having a commitment with a woman, the right woman will be the easiest decision you've ever made in your life. In fact, the right woman will bring more freedom into your life than take it away. And guys don't want to get a commitment because they don't want to lose their freedom. And it's because he's going to lose his freedom because this woman will and shall restrict him because he's not very good in the game of power and he's not very good in the game of presence. So he's not really good with boundaries. So it's hard for him to actually have a committed relationship with a woman because he can't separate himself in a healthy way to have autonomy. And so this game of purpose goes just like this. A guy needs to get his purpose first before he even contemplates like building a business and having a long-term committed relationship. Because if he doesn't, and he decides, shit, God told me to go in this other direction, he's going to have to now go and recontextualize an entire foundation of who he is as a guy. He's going to have to get a new woman, or she's going to have to get on board with the new direction. And he's going to have to probably leave his job or career or maybe start a new business. And so it's like a huge undertaking to redo all these things. Or he has to somehow redo the perspection on his business. In other words, he has to look at his business in a different way so it is fulfilling for his purpose. And so the game of purpose comes up next. And you can mess it up in two ways. Purpose shows up in two ways. One, you can mess it up where you abdicate. You abdicate the leadership, and this shows up as leadership here. And over here in presence, this shows up as safety as well, or really security. I'll just call security because we say safety up there. Security. So it's leadership. He's either abdicating leadership. Let's say he lets his wife run the show. Happy wife, happy life. Well, whatever the better half wants, I better ask my wife this weekend what we're doing. The guy has no idea what's going on. What are we having for dinner, honey? Like, just tell me what we're going to do. And she's like, she takes care of the kids. She takes care of the lunches. She plans all the dates. She plans the weekends. She's the one kind of like doing everything. He'll go to work or he'll run his business, come home, and he's just like, lets her take over. And then from her perspective, she's like, I'm the only one doing anything in this house. I feel like a single mom. I feel like the only person doing anything. I don't want to have to ask him to take out the trash because he's not really involved with the household stuff. He's abdicated leadership to her, completely abdicated it. And so he's abdicated leadership because he doesn't have purpose in his life, which means he doesn't know where he wants to even take his family. So he just comes back and he just seeks pleasure for the rest of the evening, saying, I got to unload and relax. Because he doesn't have doesn't have a handle on his mental state. He hasn't forged his mind to be able to have calm, collected presence and happiness outside of this game of watching TV and playing video games and drinking beer on the weekends and sedating into porn. He seeks pleasure instead of actually living for happiness. And so he's abdicated leadership to his wife, and she spins out. And she becomes more controlling, more angry, more frustrated with him. And he's like, well, just tell me what to do, I'll do it. And she's like, the fact I have to tell you what to do means you're checked out of this fucking relationship. You're checked out of this family. I shouldn't have to tell you what to do, because if you're in it with me, you'd already fucking know. And this is what drives her bonkers, but she doesn't know how to communicate this in a way that you'll understand. That's why you're watching this video. Good old Ed Baxter will unlock it for you. And I get it. I was there too. The other side of this is you're just completely absent of leadership. Typically, if you're an entrepreneur, executive type of guy, this is you. This is the guy that thinks that he can just throw money at his problems. She's overwhelmed? Cool, we'll get a housekeeper. She's overwhelmed? Cool, we'll get somebody to watch the kids. I'm not going to mow the lawn. I'm going to get some landscapers. We'll get a laundry service. We'll get a bigger house. We'll take her on vacations. We'll do all this stuff. We'll throw a lot of money at your problems when really you're just absent. You're just never there. You might be there, but you're on your phone thinking about work, and the next thing that has to happen. And so from this perspective, you're just absent. She'll say, yet again, I feel like a single mother in this house. I could cheat on him and he'd never even know. Oftentimes these women will have an affair and he won't even notice. And she says, see, he didn't even notice I had an affair. I guess that means he doesn't actually love me. And so the ironic thing is, all of these guys will mess up this game of power, presence, and purpose. And in messing up this game of power, presence, and purpose, instead of actually resolving what's actually going on in the relationship, they all go in one direction. Let's say you're a powerful guy and you started over here on the left. And your wife says, I want to leave you. Do you back up and say, oh, I'm being a dictator, I'm being a doormat, and I better just fix that power game? No. You do what society's been telling you to do for years, which is stick your head up your wife's ass and give her everything she wants, and maybe she'll come around. Listen to all of her problems. Let her berate you, manipulate you, shame you, guilt you, and you'll take the guilt saying, I wasn't good enough, I wasn't good enough. And then she'll just completely do this to you, and then you'll just take it right up the ass. And so the powerful guy, his wife leaves him, and so what he tries to do is he tries to double down on presence. So he drops his power completely, so now he's not even sexy anymore. And then he doubles down on presence to the point where he's not doubling down on presence, he's doubling down on reactivity presence. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. Now she's like, I don't have a present guy, I don't have a power guy, and then the purpose that you thought you had, fuck that, there is no purpose. We'll just call that a zero. Purpose goes right out the window because why? Your wife is leaving you, so your purpose now is to get your wife back. So from her perspective, you lost all your sexiness, you have no purpose, and you become this unhinged maniac. Now let's look at the guy who is not present at all. What does he do? He doubles down on all this presence even more. He doubles down even more. The thing that wasn't working before, the thing that she needed from him more than anything was just to say no, collide with her, and have some fucking backbone. And he becomes a double doormat. Let me become a double doormat. Oh, she's leaving me. I guess I'm not present. Let me just be more up her ass. Let me do more for her. Let me have more gifts. More. Let's reward the fact that she's cheating on me by being a better husband. And she looks at you and she's like, that is some weak behavior. And I'll tell you right now, if a woman does not respect you, if she sees you as weak, she's not going to want to sleep with you. And in your mind, you're like, if she would just sleep with me, everything would be okay. And even that tells me that you're not even connected with yourself to know that it's not really the sex you're looking for. You just want to feel that your woman desires you. I just want to feel desired by my woman. Yes, she does not want to. She'll get with this guy. She'll get with the trainer. She'll get with the drug dealer down the street. What the fuck's going on? Well, yeah, those guys on some level were probably demonstrating either more power in his life. He was able to have some sort of dominance. Or he was actually listening to her and he was presenting some sort of presence. Or maybe he wasn't down in the basement playing World of Warcraft with his neck beard, waiting for him to go somewhere in his life. And this is the problem that they're looking for. And women are facing this, and this is why women are having a hard time out there. And guys get so mad and upset that women are just going out there sleeping with a lot of guys. They're not taking their sexuality seriously and stuff. And it's because they're not encountering guys like this. So they have no frame of reference on how they're supposed to act. And then when they don't act the way they're supposed to, there's no consequence for it because you just simp right over her. I'll just give her more time and more attention. She's so beautiful, oh my gosh. Because you have no purpose, you have no power, and you have no presence for yourself. You don't know why you're doing everything. Everything you're doing is this default game. You have no introspection. You have no habits. You have no endeavors. You have no purpose, no vision, no future that you're trying to get towards. You have nothing you're building towards. You're just this guy who's just seeking pleasure. And then you look at women as another vehicle for seeking pleasure and validation, and so that's what you get. If you want to turn this shit around, you want to become a soul seducer, become the guy that your woman will absolutely lose her shit over and will chase you to the ends of the earth, ride or die. My wife, when she was watching Mulan 2 with the kids, there was a scene where her boyfriend, Mulan's boyfriend, was hanging off of a bridge. Or no, she was hanging off the bridge and she had him in her hand like this, holding him up. It was like a cliffhanger moment. And she couldn't hold on to him and he fell. And she's just holding onto the bridge looking at her love dying. And my wife said, I would have let go too. I'm not going to let him die without me. Would your woman do that? Would your woman, if holding you onto a bridge and you fell off the bridge, would she go with you? Probably not, because you're not her great love. When a woman has this kind of great love in her life, it is the most important thing that she wants in the world. Just like when you were on purpose in God's will and doing the thing that you know you were called to do, it is more important than anything in the world, even your wife. And I know that because that's what I do here, talking to you every day. Brother, if you are called to become this kind of guy, if you're tired of being weak, if you're tired of being talked down to, if you're tired of being emasculated and beaten down and shamed and guilted and gaslit all the time, your wife's cheating on you, your wife tells you she's not in love with you anymore, and you sit here in this place of despair and you got nowhere to go and you don't know what the fuck you're going to do, Check out Soul Seducer. It's made for you. I was you. I was you my entire life. The first 35 years of my life, I was that weak motherfucker. But you don't have to be that guy. The choice is yours. You can be in this place and just keep playing the same game that she's playing with you, or you can decide to step into power. You can decide to make a different choice in your life, or you can keep it the same. It's your choice.